Nice grippy tires. I really like this car. It is a joy. The steering has really, I think this steering wheel has a lot more feedback just by nature of its design. It's thinner, you're kind of palming more of the surface, it feels like, rather than wrapping your fingers around a big wide steering wheel like I have on the Audi. And I think it just gives more road feedback, or maybe it's just an illusion because I'm not used to touching a steering wheel that's this narrow, but I really like the road feel. I like the feedback. I like how it is. It's obviously power assisted, but not to the point of being vague. I don't do a lot of shifting back and forth when I turn the wheel. Once you get into the turn, you can kind of just hold it and not really manipulate the throttle or anything, but like you would on a motorcycle, or modulate the throttle. But, it's just really rolling down the road wonderfully. And I got to thank the ladies that I met in the hotel, who are now going to distribute Swerve for us down here, because they suggested getting up to Altus, and I just plugged this into Google Maps, and this is Route 7, and it's just fantastic. Look, there's nobody out here. It's beautiful the way the leaves are turning. It's a little damp, sure, but the car is kind of drying off, and I don't know, this is just exactly what I wanted to do with this automobile, with the top down, of course, but now it would be kind of silly because it's kind of wet. But this is great. Can't wait to show this to some of my Shivan Moto friends, because these are the roads that Paul Hahn, who's going to be retiring down here soon, has always told us this is motorcycle country, and boy, he is not kidding, because this is a great little run right here, and it's so pretty. And the leaves aren't even on the road yet, but you can see they're just starting to turn their fall colors, and I'm fogging up the windshield from talking. But it's just great. Love it. So what else can we talk about? The side molding on the driver's door, I'm pretty sure somebody pushed their door into the car, because it's got a bit of a ding, and it's kind of it appears droopy, like it's coming off. So I'll have to get on the list and see what we do about that. I checked the oil. It's brand new oil, so it's kind of hard to see on the dipstick, so I just went by how wet it was. I drove about 3.5, not even that, probably about a mile through Hot Springs, which is really a cute town, and then stopped at a gas station. So the engine had warmed up, and I filled the tank, went in and got a water, and came back out and then checked the oil. So I think it was a good temperature to test it at. And like I said, the oil's so new it was hard to really see, but it was wet between the 2 points, so I'll check it again when I get into Altus, and maybe I'll just put a dab of oil in there just to be safe. I know I don't want to over-oil the engine, but the last thing I want to do is under-oil it. So crossing Sugar Creek right now on Route 7. It's really fun road. If you can't really get a sense of the body roll. It's not bad. When you really get into the tighter turns, almost switchbacky kind, you get an idea that this car could use stiffer springs. But I would hate to take the ride quality away for when you're cruising on the highway and how it absorbs, the bumps, which we're going to have plenty of in its life in Chicago. So to make it stiffer, I think you just rattle the heck out of the chassis, or the interior, and I don't think it would be that comfortable. But, I don't know any better. This car is on, I think, it says 17-inch wheels, but I really doubt it. But I'll take a look again. But it's on really nice high sidewall tires, so again, that's going to aid the absorption of the rough stuff that we'll encounter when we get up north. And I just like the ride. My first impressions of this was, from the Audi. The Audi is like a low car compares to this. I think just the way I have the seat set up. So this car, I feel kind of sitting on top of it a little bit more, and it reminds me of my dad's Lincoln because of the the ride quality. It's firm, but it's it's lopey when you go up and down through the historical site. When you go up and down through the suspension travel, it's not fast. So maybe the word would be quick, because you can actually, in the Audi, you can actually sometimes feel it go through its whole cycle, and it's pretty quick. On this car, it's kind of a gentle, slower rebound. And I like it. I think my wife might find it to be a little too Cadillac. And I'm talking, this is a terrible metaphor because Cadillac's a different car now, but, more cruiser car versus sports car. But I think it's a nice, definitely a nice combination of both. It's going to have the top down, which is awesome. It's got this great steering. The brakes, oh my goodness! I was looking at looking at the discs on this car. My goodness, they're gigantic. I mean, there must be 70 to 80 pounds of disc brake on this car, and boy, I'm telling you, they work a charm, because when I was getting used to the accelerator pedal, which, by the way, has the most enormous spring on it you've probably ever felt in a throttle. I mean, you've got to really push on this thing to get off of a standing stop. It's just kind of weird. Had to get used to it. I was like so used to just touching a throttle and it goes. This one you have like a little dead. It's just like travel, and then you get into the cable pull of the accelerator, and it starts to pull the car along. So it's just completely different. Took a little while to get used to it, and now I'm pretty much into it. But that's kind of wild when you compare that to other cars you own or whatever. So looks like we're just going to get on regular highway now for a while. So I'm going to sign off, but I'll give you some more feedback of my thoughts on the car. And we'll see you in Altus. Okay, bye.